Mm-hmm.
Into the ball game as Paul McKeskey has become kind of a cult hero in Milwaukee, Tommy.
Fred Roberts hits McKeskey at the other end.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to a Monday night edition of We Got Next. I'm Ricky Hampton with the cult hero himself, the big fella, Paul McKeskey. Mo, my dollar's in the mail to you, man. Your Packers took down my Lions over the weekend. We struggling, brother. We struggling. We all beat up again, second straight year. I don't even know if the Lions will make the playoffs, man. But the pack looks good, Mo.
Yeah, hold on to that dollar till you come visit me. I can use it then.
Yeah, we'll put it in a slot, man. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, guys get hurt all the time, and you just never know what you got.
Right. Hey, I use this now. Tell me who's healthy.
Yep. Best ability, availability.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, hey, welcome everybody out there. I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend. Hope all your teams won. Hope your college teams got a chance for the playoffs. Mo, we got some really good college basketball teams, I think, this year. So the college season will be fun. But right now, there's no doubt the best team in the world resides in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, they're 20-1, and they just got one of their best players, Jalen Williams, back. So, he's, so he's going to start fitting in. I think Harkenstein is out for a little bit, but we talked about this before. OKC was made with depth and made to absorb all these injuries that happen in the NBA to every team, and they just have a really deep team at every position. And they can absorb these injuries and wait for the best players to get back. And, before the season started, I talked to people and they were saying OKC's the next, back to back and they're going to be the champions. And I said, well, I'll bet you take OKC and I'll take the rest of the field and I'll take that bet. I don't know if I want to take that bet anymore.
But Mo, the West is not bad, man. You got some teams really playing well out there. The Lakers have won 7 straight, and they just got LeBron James back. Houston, but OKC,
Denver's the second best team out here, for sure. I mean, it's OKC, then it's Denver, Lakers, Houston's playing well. Did I say the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dallas is falling apart. They're not doing anything like I thought they would do. Minnesota's still out here. They're kind of, floundering around a little bit, but they have a good team. So yeah, the West is really, really good, really tight.
San Antonio's 13-6.
Yep.
Golden State's fluttering with 500, 11-10 right now. They're way down the list of challenges to Oklahoma City, I think.
Yeah, at least they get a big guy. I mean, we've talked about that for a long time, and
we got to talk about that for the night's over too, because Mo, everybody's talking about, well, you need big guys now. Everybody said, Mo, you've been talking about the big men in the NBA since we've been doing this show the past 5 years.
Yeah, just the way bigs play these days are different for the most part. They handle the ball, they pass more, they do dribble handoffs, they shoot threes. You still have the Harkensteins and those guys, Steven Adams for Houston that lets Durant and Sengun play their game. And so you need big, you need size to absorb a contact and take up space. And like the Warriors have been getting away with a 6'8", 6'9" center for the last few years, and that's fine. You can get by with that in the regular season somewhat, but in the playoffs, 7-game series, you're going to just get worn down, man, by size.
Yeah. And when they were really going strong, they had they had extraordinary shot making too. So it wasn't a lot of defensive rebounds for teams to get because
Yeah.
the ball so
Yeah, but like the Houston Rockets kill you on the offensive glass. Steven
yeah,
Adams kills you on the offensive glass. And when you get offensive rebounds, those are more possessions, which turn into more shots, which eventually turn into more makes, which eventually wins games. So that's the way it works. And you know, the I was called back, the OKC is knocking on the door of having a 70 plus win season. And there's only a few teams that have done that, the 95, 96 Bulls. And, they had Pippen and Jordan, but they were also deep. They had Edwards and Harper and Sally and Weddington and Kerr and Bushler, but their center was Luke Longley, a
right.
7-1, good passer, knew his role, accepted his role,
Yeah,
could score in the post when he needed to, and they won the most games except for the 2015 and 2016 Golden State Warriors. And guess who their center that year was? Andrew Bogut,
yeah,
another 7-1 guy that takes up space, protects the rim, good passer, accept his role. So it's telling you something, right?
yeah. And they got a guy like Caruso who he's gonna go out there and accept his role and do all the little things, all the dirty work to help win games. You mentioned Hardenstein, and when he went over there, I'm sure the Knicks wish they would have kept him, found a way to keep him last year because
Yeah, they picked Robinson over him, kind of, but Robinson makes less. But look at the role players OKC has. Dort, he's a role player. Hartenstein, he's a role player. Caruso, he's a role player. Wallace, he's a role player. Isaiah Joe, he's a role player. Andrew Wiggins, he's a role player.
yeah,
Asia Mitchell, who's coming in and being, coming from, I think, the G League, and he's a role player. So, they're deep and they got guys that play roles and they have bigs. And, Holmgren can now, with Hartenstein there, move over to the 4 where he's more comfortable, just like in Houston, that KD can move over to the 4 or sometimes even the 3 because you got Steven Adams and you have Sengun, both 6'11" guys, and you can move KD to the 3 if you want to.
yeah. But you know what? Before we go on, we were talking about you gotta have a big man, and let me show you why here. Watch number 44 here of the Milwaukee Bucks, my friend Paul Mokeski. No, that's over.
Play that one more time, man. I see a little veteran nudge in the back
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Trevor
yeah,
McHale,
yeah.
and you see me dunking on 2 Hall of Famers. There's McHale and Parrish. Wow, watch your head. And Bird's just getting away because he knows he's going to get dunked on too if he stays around that area.
Who said you don't have hops? But Mo, in this frame here, you have Larry Bird, DJ is in the frame, McHale, Parrish,
Bird,
and
Bird.
and your teammate Hall of Famer is that him?
I can't tell if that's Sydney or not back there. I
Yeah,
think
that's Sydney. That's Sydney. Yeah.
There's Paul Pressey also, I think.
Another great player. I mean, when you win the league, all these guys today can play.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. We've talked. I spoke before. Some kid that played with the Pistons had a 50-point night, and now he plays in overseas somewhere. But back then, the quality of play was just off the charts.
There's less teams. There's less players on teams. 12 players per team, not 15. Less teams, so probably 100 less players in the whole league. And guys that are starting in today's game would be backups, and guys that are backups wouldn't be on a team. And a lot of it we talk about of the biggest ability is availability. Well, and when you're a player at this level in the NBA, everybody can play, but the minutes are what counts. So if you can get consistent minutes, I got consistent minutes. I was a starter in Detroit my second year in the league, and averaged 7 and 5 or something like that, and was just growing as a player. But then I got consistent points as a minutes as a backup. I would play between 15 and 25 minutes, depending on foul trouble and stuff. But it was consistent. If you get consistent minutes like that, most all these guys, even the guys you see sitting on the bench, that when you go to a pickup game on Sunday afternoon at some gym somewhere, and all those guys are talking crap and saying, I should be in the NBA. I'm better than so and so. He doesn't even get in the game. Bull crap, you are. You're not even close. Were you an high school All-American? Were you a college All-American? Did you start for your college team? Were you on all-star teams? No. So, but all these, opportunity is very important. And that's why I tell a lot of young players, players get upset when they're not drafted where they want to be, or they're not drafted at all. You know what? That could be a blessing in disguise, because now you can pick, you and your agent, if you're good enough, you and your agent can kind of pick which camp you want to go to. So if you're a center, you're going to pick a team and go to that camp. They don't have a lot of bigs. If you're a point guard, you want to go to a camp where they only have 1 or 2 point guards on their roster, and you don't want to go to a team that has 4 point guards already.
So, and you know what else I like about this play, Mo? You didn't do any dance. You didn't celebrate. You went back down and got on defense, man.
I was dancing in my head, probably. Everyone who watches this say you must have talked some trash after that, and I didn't. I mean, it was just, that was my job, and everybody knows that Larry Bird was one of the best trash talkers ever in the game, and I don't remember him talking trash to me. And maybe it's because I didn't talk trash to anybody else. So
right, but Mo, another thing, the push off, you pushed off. It's so subtle.
Just a little bit. Come on, man.
Just so.
It's like a defensive back, when they hold the jersey a little bit and deflect the pass, or
But what I noticed, Mo, you were down lower near his butt and hip and lower back.
Yeah.
Instead of up top. That's more obvious, right?
Yeah, especially with bigs. If you're fighting in your waist above, with your arms, your shoulders, you're going to get called for fouls, or you're going to lose that battle. The battle in the post is won down low, or with your legs and your butt, and and a little push-offs.
And Mikal doesn't even say, he's just like, okay.
That's, and the game was, I mean, that's probably a flagrant 3 today. Who knows? I probably went kicked out of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, and not only that, Mikal probably did that a couple of times himself.
Oh yeah. So you give and take, right? I mean,
yeah, I love that. Thanks for somebody sent that to you, and thanks for sharing it with us here on We Got Next. And
if you want to check it out, it's on my Facebook page. I got almost 10,000 views. I'm trying to get up to 1,000.
Chris, love these clips. He's a dunking machine. Darren Dunk is who?
Yeah, I don't know about that, Chris, but I could dunk, obviously.
And Mo was a great athlete, even in high school. I think he played center field on your baseball team.
I played every position except catcher and shortstop on baseball.
Wait a minute, you pitched?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nowhere in the world I am going up to bat against you, brother.
I mean, especially in Little League, right? The mound is so close.
I know, man.
I was a really good first baseman. I played third base. I played every outfield. I was a good defensive player, but offensively, I got lucky, especially with curveballs coming. I couldn't hit anything. I did once in my career in Little League. I had a home run to win the game, 3-run homer.
Wow. Hey, Mo, do you think these athletes coming up now should try different sports?
Yeah, I think, everyone, all the kids now get pigeonholed into certain sports, and too early. Back when I played, everybody played it. If you were an athlete, you played every sport. You played basketball, football, baseball. Soccer wasn't prevalent really, but you played all those sports and see what you liked. Today, I think parents have a lot to do with it. They see their kid as, a basketball player. And so you're just going to work on basketball. You're going to get basketball training and you're not going to play any other sports. And in the summertime, you're not going to play any sports. You can just do travel team. And, I don't think it allows the kids to get out and feel different sports, and different sports have different feels. Football is more physical and it's kind of a battling sport. And, baseball is like a hand-eye coordination. And, you get that feel of, I can still remember the Little League games on Saturday morning. My parents would take me to the field and you could smell the grass and you had your little uniform on and you had your glove and you went out and played catch and warmed up and then you played the game. And, those experiences meant something to people. Now, all the kids now focus solely on one sport from far too early age. Now, if you're serious and you're a junior, sophomore, junior in high school, you got to probably pick a sport and focus on it, the one you love and the one you're good at. I can see that, because if you're trying to get a scholarship or get better and get to the next level, you really got to put those other sports aside and decide. There's very few athletes, Deion Sanders and, guys like that can play baseball and football, or, I don't think I've ever seen a professional two sport athlete that played professional basketball, NBA basketball, and another pro sport. Can you think of one?
No. Dave DeBusschere tried to play some baseball, but he never got to the.
Michael Jordan tried and was okay, an average minor leaguer, but he would never made it to the majors probably.
Right.
But other than that, you see a lot of guys that play. Danny Ainge, you're right, Chris. But he was a smaller guy too. But you hear more of football, baseball guys. Maybe it's because it's two separate seasons, right? You have football in the fall and baseball in the spring and summer. But yeah. Chris, what was your sport, Chris? Tell me what your sport was.
I like this one. Mo would be a supersized Goose Gossage.
The problem is I threw junk, though. I didn't throw a really good fastball. I threw junk.
Now, Goose used to throw that heater, man.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, a third baseman. Okay.
There you go.
And football. Speaking of LeBron, I think LeBron played football in high school.
Yeah.
While we're talking about
LeBron, but LeBron is a freak. He's a freak. Yeah. He's 6'9", 6'10", 260 pounds, right? That can run fast as heck, get up, athletic, jump. So not many people. I've never seen anybody like LeBron in that size that can do what he does.
In all your years in the NBA.
Charles Barkley was smaller. He's more like Zion. Trying to think of someone that, was that size and imposing that could move like that. And I'm sorry to people, but who the only other player that was like that? Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. What about Karl Malone, Mo?
Yeah, but Karl Malone wasn't athletic. He wasn't fast.
Just big and strong.
Big and strong. He wasn't slow, but he wasn't.
No, I got you. Yeah,
LeBron's fast and he could dunk it, but he's not athletic as LeBron. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of LeBron and the Lakers, we talked about this fantastic start that Golden State, OKC has gotten off to. And Mo, you think 70 wins is realistic for them?
Beginning of the season, I would say no, but they were 19-1 without Williams, one of their best players, and now he's back. I think they can be. If major guys don't get hurt for an extended period of time,
right.
But problem with that is, though, we talked about that the 95-96 Bulls were 72-10 and they won the championship. But the Warriors, the 2015, 2016
They
Warriors,
lost.
they were 73-9 and they lost to LeBron and the Cavs in the
Yeah.
finals.
Came back with 3-1. The Lakers are playing great ball right now, Mo. They won 7 straight. Luka's been playing terrific. Austin Reeves who's in a contract year, is playing out of his mind. And now you throw LeBron back into the lineup, and LeBron is of course he's got to get his legs on him too, but he's acting like, okay, I'm gonna just sit back and be the third wheel in this and let these guys do their thing.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's 50 years old, so why not? I mean, why wouldn't you? And you got to think of the other guys they have. Hachimura is a really good player.
Yeah.
Ayton is a legitimate double big guy.
Yeah.
So, and they got Marcus Smart they picked up, who, his stats don't show it, but he takes charges. He dives on the floor. He demands excellence from his teammates. He was a great addition that people don't notice.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah. So I
think they need more shooting, better shooting. I really wish that the young kid Connect would become the shooter that they need. He's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
That can knock down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he could become that next guy, one of the guys off the bench that just knock down threes left and right, they're going to be a dangerous team if they can get that going.
Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to my D3 guys. Gotta say, hold on. First of all, shout out to my Division III football teams. Framingham State, absolutely. Yeah, I'm shocked at Reeves' development too, Mo. Not drafted. I mean, obviously the guy's put some work into his game, and look where he is now.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He's like Steph Curry, right? In that no one wanted him in college except Davidson, and he is some little kid that just can shoot threes. And every question in the NBA was, is he a point guard? Is he a 2? Can he hold up to the banging in the NBA? All those were questions for Steph Curry when he first came in the league and when he was in college. You should look at pictures of him in college. He looks like he's 12 years old. He weighs like 160 pounds. He looks like he's 12. So, Reeves is a guy that, he wasn't drafted. If he came into your YMCA on Saturday morning, like we just talked about, you wouldn't pick him first on your team, and then he would light you up, and then you try to get him on your team after that. He's just one of those guys that he can shoot from the outside. He's slippery. He gets to the rim, and he can finish, and he's tough as nails.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got this. Let me put this over. You talk about Steph Curry and Davidson. and Mo, he is skinny. Let me see if I can find this.
He lit my Jayhawks up one time for like 40. And he looked like a kid out of junior high. What's this kid doing playing?
Right. Let's see. Hold on. Image file. Hold on. I got to get quicker with this.
What's the quarterback from?
There he is, Mo. Can you see him?
No. Oh, there we go.
I mean, his jersey's just hanging off of him.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that, they don't have a jersey small enough for him, so you got to wear this one. and they say, hey, you know what? If you wear a T-shirt under there, it'll look better. He goes, I'm not wearing no T-shirt.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback for San Francisco? I don't know if he is.
Purdy. Brock Purdy.
Undrafted. No one really wanted him, and he became a really good quarterback in the NFL. So
yeah.
We used to say, you got to watch out for potential, because in the NBA as a scout potential, you're looking at potential. That potentially gets you fired because they might, you know. And we also, when I was in coaching, grade school stud, high school dud. It's like, you know, you gotta. There's a lot of things that go into the making of a very good player. A
Yeah.
lot of it's mental. A lot of some of it's physical. How many heavy NBA players have been drafted, with NBA front offices going, well, we'll get him in here and we'll get him working hard and, he's going to get in shape finally and he's going to be one. And 80% and 90% of the time, it never works out that way.
Yeah, we had Oliver Miller in Detroit back in the day. The
Yeah.
Big O.
Yeah. I mean, great. He was, when I was in Dallas, he lived in Dallas and he would come play at the games before, pickup games before the preseason. And I would watch him play. He was looking to get picked up. I don't think we ever picked him up, but man, great hands, great
Yeah.
passer, could score when he wanted, just never really got in great shape.
Yeah. The Big O, Oliver Miller. Rest in peace, brother. Hey, are we through in the West? San Antonio, Minnesota. The Clippers got to be the most disappointing team in the league. 5-15.
Well, disappointing, I guess, but go look out east and you see Washington and Brooklyn. They're horrible. They're pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you look at what the Clippers roster is supposed to be and how much money they're paying, and yeah, it's a major disappointment over the last few years. And at some point, man, you got to say, hey, we got to start over, man. We just got to start over. We got to dump the salaries if we can, and get some young players in here, and try to do what the Spurs are doing. They're drafting well. They're not overpaying anybody really, and you got to start thinking we're not the Lakers, we're the Clippers, so let's start over.
And Mo, Chris Paul is on that team, so that's one salary they won't have to worry about because he announced his retirement.
Yeah, but he was playing for minimum, I think, because somebody else was picking up his salary, I think.
How do you think Chris is going to be remembered, Mo?
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be remembered much as how good a player and really true point guard he was. I just don't think he's going to be remembered like that because he's bounced around and now he just never had the success. When I remember scouting him when I was with Dallas.
At Wake Forest, yeah.
No, in the NBA. I think he was with the Clippers then, or I don't. But I remember him just taking over games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He was something else. He was a pass first point guard, but he could score big time. He could put up 20 and a quarter on you before you turned around, and really tough. But and now you're in Clipperland. It's like, jeez.
Yeah. He had a little mid range game to go with it. Just a terrific player. And you're right, Mo, but never really anything consequential.
Yeah. But if I'm the Clippers, here's what I do. Oh, wow, we got in our studio.
Yeah, I forgot to put our background.
We just moved to our studio.
Yeah.
So, if I'm the Clippers, as this season goes on, and we're not winning anything, especially out here in the West. We need to start dumping our salaries and our good players and get young players and draft picks.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do. So we got to dump, if it's Kawhi, if someone wants Kawhi at the end of the season, to help them make a run, any of those other guys, their center is a really good player.
What about Harden? Would you trade Harden?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Maybe, in January, before the trade deadline, I'm going to see who needs a scorer, and a guard that can play in the playoffs and help complement somebody. And okay, Harden's a top-notch player, man. He can score 30, 40 in a game if you want him to. I need two of your younger players on your roster, maybe somebody in the G League, and 2 first-round picks. There you go.
Paul, check this out. They got Nick Batum, 36, Bradley Beal, who's injured, 32, Bogdanovich, 33, Harden, 36, Leonard, 34, Brook Lopez, 37, Chris Paul, 40.
Yeah.
That's a lot of older guys, man.
Yeah, and Beal's out for the season, right? I think he's out. Yeah. So, I would keep Zubac, and maybe Dunn, and everybody else is on the market, man. You want Harden, give us a good offer. You want Kawhi, give us a good offer. And those offers will come after Christmas because then you only got to pay half his salary for that year.
Right.
Lopez, I mean, in January when we're nowhere near the playoffs, I call the Warriors and say, hey, first of all, I'm going to go, hey, how about Lopez? You need a big guy bad. How about Lopez for Kuminga? How about that guy?
Hey, man, if I'm the Pistons, I'm calling for Lopez.
Sure, why not?
We need a big guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to give up. At this point in his career, Lopez is like Steven Adams. Not similar players, but similar roles. Steven Adams is a banger, offensive rebound monster, doesn't score, won't even look at the rim unless he's inside 5 foot. He'll just pass it out, sets picks, physical, protects the rim. Lopez can still knock down a 3. He was Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago. So he's a big body, can block shots, good passer, good IQ guy. And he could fit in with somebody, later on that, needs a center. And, as long as if I'm Detroit or the Spurs or someone like that, I'm not giving up much. I'll give up some draft picks and one of my, backups, but I'm not giving up much. But if I can add him for that, yes.
Hey, Mo, and we're going to get back to basketball, but this has just been the talk of the day in the world of sports. And I forgot to mention it to you before we came on the air. You saw where Lane Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss to go to Florida. He's not going to coach his team in the playoffs. He wanted to, apparently. And people are pissed at him, calling him a mercenary. But is he really? I mean, he didn't fire the coach at Florida. He was at Ole Miss. He got a better job offer.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Do you think? And do you call all the transfer players that are in college basketball right now? Do you call them mercenaries? Are they mercenaries?
Oh.
So that's the same thing. And it used to be. I could see how parents and players and alumni, but put them aside. So I send my son to play for you. And you're all over me. He's going to be great for us. We're going to commit. He's going to be a great. We're going to get him to where he needs to be, and he's going to be part of our family. And then you leave, and my son can't go anywhere for a year or two. But now, okay, good luck, coach. I can go somewhere next year too. Look at I am. And you think that when these college coaches now, they have to recruit their current players all over again at the end of the year and hope they don't go somewhere for some more money. So, at least now it's going both ways. It used to be just the coaches that would move. Now the players can move. So it's called free market, I guess. And,
so it's just, I'm with you on that, Mo. So that just, hey, he's doing business, man.
I don't know. If I was him, I think he signed for $17 million for 10 years, something like that. I don't know. But can't you put it off for another couple weeks or something and take the team you have, to try and get a championship? And sure, every day people are going to ask you questions. Are you leaving? Are you staying? I'm not talking about that now. I'm focused on winning a championship for Ole Miss. That's what I'm doing right now. We'll address those questions afterwards. And tomorrow, they're going to still answer you the same question, but you're man enough just to say, I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about where we are now and go try to win a championship. But I don't know why you would do it now, because what are they, 10-1, 11-1 or something?
They're going to the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's no way in hell that he should coach that team now. You're leaving. And people are saying, well, why don't you just let him coach? No, what are you talking about? I mean, he's leaving. He's not our coach anymore. You want him to coach in the most important part of the season? So, and if I'm Ole Miss, I'm rallying the players. Listen, forget about everything. Forget about this. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to focus on what we can do, and we're going to go win a championship.
Yeah.
And we'll worry about next year after the season. If you want to stay, if you want to go, blah, blah, I don't care. But let's wait till after the season and see if we get a championship ring, and you will remember that for the rest of your life. It will be on your desk for the rest of your life. You'll have those memories for the rest of your life.
This is Chris. I see both sides of having beef. I feel bad for Ole Miss and their players because it undercuts their championship chances. On the other hand, LSU is clearly a better job.
Yeah, but does it undercut a little bit, Chris? But really, they played the whole season. They know the offense. They know the defense. Their offensive coordinator calls the plays, I would think. I mean, you're going to just keep doing the same thing, even though there's a different voice, but, if they really if they felt that way, then they should have said, hey, coach, we know you're leaving, but can we just keep it on the down low now and finish out the season?
Right.
We're really happy for you getting a better job and everything, if that's what they want to do. But instead, I bet that they were mad as hell and said, you son of a bitch, get out of here. Because if they wanted it to happen that way, they could have made it happen. But it takes both sides to do that. It's a triangle. It's the coach, it's LSU, and it's Ole Miss. All three would have to. And we know how hard it is to get three people to agree on something. So
college sports is just like the pros now.
No, it's worse. No, it's worse. Way worse.
Why you say that, Mo?
Because if it was the same as the NBA, every year everyone would be a free agent. Steph Curry's a free agent. LeBron's a free agent.
Right. Yeah.
SGA's a free agent. All of them are all free agents at the end of every. That's why it's worse than pro sports. It's worse.
That's right. That's a great point, man.
Yeah, you could. So just think if every year in the NBA at the end of the season, everyone's a free agent. And whoever has the most money and half a brain can buy championships.
Yeah. Good point. You're watching We Got Next. I'm Ricky Hampton with my great friend, Paul Mokeski. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Send us your questions and comment. Monday night edition of We Got Next, Monday Night Football edition of We Got Next. Well, let's get to the East. A lot of people, Chris had a comment about how much he likes Orlando. Of course, when you look at the West standings, you have to go no further than the Motor City to see my Pistons sitting the top of the standings. And I think the East is going to be wide open, Paul, as we move on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, the best team in the East is not Detroit Pistons. It's the New York Knicks, and the Cavs are second. And that's
the Cavs are struggling. 12-9.
Yeah, but they've been
lost
hurt
2 straight. You're not worried about them?
No, their rosters. I mean, you got Garland, Mitchell, Hunter, Mobley, Jared Allen, Strus could shoot the hell out of the ball. They just picked up Lamal Ball, whatever his name is. You're going to be okay. And New York, they're right behind Detroit, right? They're not too far off.
13-6, yeah.
Yeah, and they haven't played great yet. And Brunson was hurt for 2 or 3 weeks. So the biggest letdown, and the other surprise really is Philadelphia. What's Philadelphia?
Philly is 10-9, sitting in the 9 spot.
But Maxey I think he just had 50 or for whatever.
Oh, he's just playing.
He
Yeah.
is the closest player in the NBA right now to SGA in OKC. Max,
Wow.
he can score, he can shoot, he's tough, he gets to the basket,
Wow.
he draws fouls, he can defend. He's the next thing to SGA. And I told you that a couple of years ago that Maxey is the future of Philly. You know, not Embiid. Maxey is the future of Philly. And Embiid is back playing a little bit, but they're just not deep enough. Maxey, Paul George, I don't know if I think he's back too. Oubre, Embiid, Edgecombe is the rookie. That's pretty good, but he's still just a rookie. But you look at their bench, they have Drummond, Lowry, and Eric Gordon. They're all 35 too. So
Hey, Mo, your beloved Bucks, man. They have not been able to get it right since they won the title.
yeah, and I think Middleton being hurt, getting rid of going for the Lillard deal, and getting rid of one of their top three players, Holiday, who was the glue to that team, I think. And but Middleton was never the same after that championship series.
Yeah.
And they just, and sorry, man, sorry, Bucks fans, but Giannis is not. It doesn't help players be better. He just doesn't. He can score. He gets to the basket. He can dunk. He gets to the free throw line. He's shooting better free throws, block shots, plays really hard, but he doesn't. He doesn't do anything for the other players. Just like who would you pick, him or the Joker? I mean, it's not even close. I
It's
mean,
not even close there.
yeah. So, Giannis has been an MVP twice, I think, once or twice, whatever. But if you're building a team around him, and he has to handle the ball, and he shoots all the time, it's a tough road. They did it because they had three. They had Middleton and they had Holiday, and they were just equals to him. And now there's no one equal to him. And the other letdown is Turner. They pay a lot and bring Turner over from Indiana, and he's having one of his worst years ever. Averaging like 9 points a game. Kuzma is Kuzma. Portis is serious. There's AJ Green, their wing guy who can shoot. He's hurt. So they're just they work their way back to the pack of everybody else.
And speaking of Giannis, Mo, he said, he just reached 21,000 points, and he said he wants to break LeBron's scoring record, and he says I can do it in the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you know how many points he would have to average to do it in the next 4 years? He would have to average 64 points a game.
He's not Wilt. You're not going to do that. Sorry. I mean,
if he does it in the next 5 years, he would have to average 51 points a game.
So that's part of the problem.
Why is he even talking publicly about something like this?
I don't know, because he would have never done it 3 years ago. He didn't talk like that 3 years ago. I want to win one for the Bucks. The Milwaukee is my team, and then now he's talking crazy stuff like that. Why? And we're in trouble when we have 3 other of his brothers in the organization, and at least 2 of them can't play. They're not very good.
Right.
So that's 4 spots taken up. One's in the G League, I think. I don't. I understood when they brought Brook Lopez in, they signed his brother, who was average NBA player.
He can play, right? He was a
little bit, but he's not what they needed. They didn't need him. They had Brook. They didn't need him, but they signed him anyway. But he could, he's a backup in the NBA. But
right.
His brothers, they're not NBA level players.
Right.
It's not. So I mean, is that Giannis getting?
You think they tried to appease him too much, Mo?
Absolutely, no question. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, and the way he's talking now is obvious, right? I mean, why are you talking about scoring?
Y'all just lost 7 straight games.
Yeah, you guys suck. I mean, how about you win some games? How about you make the playoffs? How about that? I mean, isn't that what you should be talking about? Well, we're kind of banged up, and we're making moves, and we're getting better, and Turner's playing better with us. It's going to take some. No, I want to score 60 a game for the next 4 years. Shut up. So, and I don't. It's sad because I didn't expect that from him. Yeah, I've always been critical of his skill level, even when he was MVP. I said, have you ever seen an MVP that shot free throws as bad as he did, shot 3-pointers as bad as he did, passed it as bad as he did? No. What are, shooting, dribbling, passing? Those are the three things. He did 2 of them bad, right?
Right.
And he's MVP because he's a physical specimen, tough as hell. He played hard. He just wanted to win. He played hard. But now, where is that? Too bad.
Yeah. For sure. And you think about LeBron. I mentioned earlier, he's got these guys scoring all these points, man. He seems perfectly content with letting them do their thing. And he'll just jump in. I'm sure he's going to have his moments too, but he's not an idiot when he sees something.
He's already been there, done that. I won championships. I was leading scorer in the league. I was MVP of the league. I was the best player in the world. I've already done that. So what? Who cares? I've made more money than you can count. I could buy yachts. I could buy everything. I take care of my family. So who cares? Let's have fun. Hey, Luca, you and
Reeves.
And Reeves, you guys take the scoring load, and Hachimura and Ayton, you guys take up the middle and be those guys, and I'm going to fill in wherever I can, and we're going to have fun and try and win this thing. That's easy peasy. And I'm going to make $70 million this year.
Steve, you're late, man. Good thing you are, because Mo just wore your Bucks out, man.
It's a sad, sad situation.
He lit your Bucks up. Yeah, we talked about that too, Steve. Let's keep the show moving.
He doesn't want to go there, Steve. He wants to talk about the Pistons. He don't want to talk about the Lions anymore.
Yeah, but I was a little disappointed to hear Giannis talking about scoring records, man. Y'all, you have lost 7 straight games. You finally got one. It should have been about, let's turn this thing around, see if we can.
So, Steve, you got to think about this. So, if you're the Bucks organization, what do? You're bad. You're a below. You're not even a playoff team anymore.
Wait a minute. I know you're not talking about trading him, Mo.
Why not? Why not? While you could get the most you can for him. Shoot, you could probably trade him for 3 NBA starters, 3 first-round picks, and something else. So why are you going to stay with what you're doing, Ricky? Where are you going to be at this time next year?
Yeah.
So you appeased him. You brought Lillard in. That was an epic fail, right? Injuries and all that stuff, epic fail. You gave up Holiday for him. So that didn't work. Now you suck. So how is the roster you have now gonna get you in the top 5 or 6 in the top 5 in the East next year? How? Tell me how that happened.
No, I'm kind of with you, man, because everybody says the East is wide open, but there are a lot of good teams over here. The Pistons are good. The Knicks are good. Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah.
And Miami's always Miami. I mean,
and just okay. So I'm going back to the Bucks. So you're here with Giannis, right? Next year, Boston's going to be back, and Indiana's going to be back with their best players coming back. And what have you done?
Right, exactly.
And Orlando's getting better,
Yeah.
And Detroit's only going to get better.
Yeah. You know what?
So you can beat up on the Nets, and you can beat up on Washington because they're horrible. I don't know if they even beat the college team anymore.
Washington 2-16, Brooklyn 3-16, Indy 4-16, Charlotte 6-14. The Bulls started off hot; they cooled off.
Yeah.
They're 9-10, and Paul, I've asked you about it before. Why is it perennially we see these teams that are always bad? I mean, they just
Because just like the Raiders here, they're having a terrible year. So 2 weeks ago, they fired their special teams coach. They
right. That'll
fired their
fix
special
things.
teams coach.
We got
Yeah.
them now.
Now this week they fired their offensive coordinator. And but like NBA teams a lot, coaches get fired, players get moved, get cut. General managers, player personnel, and owners make all the decisions. They're the ones that make the decisions. So if you have a team that's struggling all the time, you need to look at the owner, the general manager, the president of basketball, and the player personnel. That's who you look at. And why don't you make changes there? Or you just get, like I said with the Bucks, you're going to stay with the same team next year. I don't even know if they have their draft pick, but it doesn't matter anyway. And you're going to expect something else to happen with this roster. So, well, we can't be Nico and trade Luka, and look how that happened. Well, at least they tried to do something. And we're not going to see how that happened until AD gets healthy and Kyrie gets healthy, and Cooper Flag becomes a second-year guy. So hold that thought till next year. But you're going to sit with it. People are afraid. They just sit with the same people. They're afraid to make a big move because it might backfire. Okay, so next year we're going to be in the same boat.
Yeah. See, we got some. There's a lot of teams like that. All the Pistons. Yeah, the Pistons are good. William. The Clippers are going to always be the Clippers for sure.
Okay, let me ask you this. How about the Spurs? 2 years ago, the Spurs were horrible, but they drafted right. They added the right players. They didn't panic, and they added players, and now look where they are, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
But who does that? Who did that? Who did that? R.C. Buford and Pop. That's who did that, and the owner let them do it. That's who did it. Not no coach, not no player. So,
Steve wants to know why the Bucks can't guard the 3-point line.
Because they're bad. They're bad. they're bad.
If Giannis came to Detroit and played with Cade, yeah, it would be pretty good. But
You
what
could,
you gonna
really screw that thing up for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody going to want to if he's talking about averaging 51 points a game.
Okay, picture this. Picture, if you will, right? So Giannis gets the rebound and dribbles it all the way coast to coast while Kate Cunningham is putting his hands up going, here, pass it to me. And then he goes all the way, and then he either dunks it or he charges.
Yeah.
Picture that next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Mo, we're heading down the home stretch. Anything else on your mind you've been thinking about?
I think we didn't talk about Orlando. Orlando's, I had them as my dark horse in the East, and
good team, very good team.
But what's their record now? I don't have it pulled up. But
Orlando, they're in the NBA Cup. They beat the Pistons to get in the Cup, and they are 12-8. But
yeah, they're not
they've been
bad.
playing without Banchero for a couple of games too.
So the last thing let's talk about is the Emirates Cup, the NBA Cup that's coming up here in Las Vegas in a couple weeks, and it looks like through all the brackets and everything that people don't understand, I do because I coach in FIBA. It's about your pool play, your record, and point differential. But what they came up with is in the quarterfinals, there's the all Florida game between Miami and Orlando. That's going to be interesting. The Knicks are playing the Raptors. That's going to be an interesting game. The Suns are playing the Thunder. That's not going to be as good as I thought it would be. And the Spurs are playing the Lakers. To me, everyone's poo-pooing this and really excited about the All-Star game, which is I'm poo-pooing that a little bit. But The Emirates Cup is doing what? Look at the competition
Yeah.
they have. They're all going to come to Vegas. They'll have a chance to make $500,000 or whatever it is. But look at the teams and look at the interests you have now of what's going to happen. And I can see, man, I could see Orlando and the Raptors coming here and playing with OKC and the Spurs upset of the Lakers. Even though I don't know if the league will let that happen because the Lakers are a huge draw here in Las Vegas. They're a huge draw in Summer League, and they're a huge draw. I went last year in the Emirates Cup, so I think the Lakers will probably get it over on the Spurs. But it's a one game and you're done, just like the March Madness. I like that.
Yep. And I think Chris said having Wemby helps the Spurs rejuvenate.
Yeah, yeah, but even before him, they had Vassell and the other kid. They were back-to-back rookies of the year. So they've spent the last 3 or 4 years building that team, and then they picked the point guard Harper. He's injured right now, but he's a really good player. So they've been coming up, doing the right thing, building from within like they usually do.
Steve says LeBron is not happy in LA. I kind of disagree with that, Steve. I think he's got to get his legs under him.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I think he's changing his game to what with Reeves and Luka. Those are the penetrators now. So he's going to penetrate when he can. Shoot jump shots. But I agree with Ricky too. He's got to get his legs under him. But the one thing he is he's coming back into a team that's kind of morphed around him with Luka and Reeves being the main guys now, and he's not freaking out. He's not saying I'm going to score more points. He's fitting in and doing what it's going to take, and I think he's having a good time.
Yeah, hey, Mo, he's going to come in there tomorrow. I need to score more. I can't let Giannis catch me.
But if I'm him, I can lay back now.
Yeah, I think
my body's been beat up.
That's what I see, Paul. It's like
I play 40 minutes a game. I have to play every game. I have to carry teams on my back. I don't have to do that anymore. And I make $60 or $70 million. What can I not be happy about?
And Mo, and now come playoff time, he'll have fresher legs.
Yep. And Steve, I don't care about the Chiefs. I'm about the Packers now.
Hey, so Mo, Chiefs highly. What do you think their chances? I think their chances and the Lions' chances are pretty bad right now.
Yeah,
the Lions are 7-5. The Chiefs are 6-6 in the AFC.
Here's the difference: the Chiefs won 5 or 6 games last year by 1 or 2 points. Last second drives, blocked field goal, made field goal. This year they've lost all those games.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's their year, and I think Travis Kelce is going to probably retire. And then
I think the Lions are just.
But go Pack.
They are just so freaking beat up again. Amon-Ra St. Brown won't play this week. All-Pro safety Kirby Joseph hadn't played in 2 months. We thought we were going to get our All-Pro center back, Frank Ragnow. He fails the freaking. He was coming back out of retirement, fails the physical. It's like, dude, you hadn't played in 18 months. You hurt?
He probably an old injury that hasn't rehabbed.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be his back. It could be whatever. And,
We love Frank here. He tried to come back to help the team. So
it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you're dogging him, Ricky.
I was a little bit. I'm a little bitter. Go Pack, go.
Let it go.
Go Pack, go. Okay, whatever. Yeah, beat the Bears. We need you guys to beat the Bears. The Bears ran all over Philly the other day.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
I was stunned by that.
That's why you don't bet on sports, little kids. Don't bet on sports, man. You never know what's going to happen.
Steve, he's not going to stop going for fourth down. You see now, everybody goes for fourth downs, even when they shouldn't. It's because of Dan Campbell. But Mo, we got to get out of here, brother. We'll be back next Monday, and hopefully I'll have a Lions victory to talk about. And a Packers victory. Go Pack, go this weekend. For Paul Mokeski, I'm Ricky Hampton. You guys have a great week. Thank you so much for your questions and comments, too.
Spread the word.
Fluent and chill, you can call it how it's played from the field to the court. Every legend gets weighed. Fourth quarter heat, over 2-minute drill. If you can't handle truth, better chill with the skill. LeBron or MJ.